Hi guys, it's Geekonomics here and welcome back to the second in my series under the heading of the playlist Back to Basics. So what are we looking at today? Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at exchange rates and the way in which we interpret exchange rate movements. So I have a little screenshot here, as you can see, taken from the BBC website. You can find all sorts of interesting economic data on the BBC website, but this particular set of data relates to the exchange rate of the pound sterling against the US dollar. And as you can see, it's taken from 17th of October up to present day. So, let's get to the interpretation of this. I'm going to say that on the 17th of October, £1 buys approximately $1.22. It was 1.21 something, but for the sake of argument, we'll call it 1.22. And then you can see that over the course of time, it fluctuates, so it moves upwards and downwards. And then today, just this afternoon, £1 was worth, and £1 would buy $1.24. So, what do you, as an economist looking to the basic fundamentals here, what should you be able to say about this movement? Well, you need to ask yourself here, has the currency, and in this case I'm talking about sterling, has the value of sterling appreciated or has it depreciated? That's the first question you need to answer and get straight in your mind. Now, hopefully, you can see that that is very straightforward. Initially, £1 would buy you $1.22. Move on a few days, £1 buys you $1.24. The pound is getting stronger. It is buying more US dollars. And therefore, we would say that the value of the pound is getting stronger, or another way of saying that is that the value of the pound sterling has appreciated. If you were going on your holiday to the United States, that would be a good movement for you, obviously, because you get more dollars for every pound. What's the impact on the price of exports and imports? So, what would be the impact of such a movement on the price of goods that the UK sell to the United States, which we would call exports? And what's the impact on the price of goods which we buy in from the United States, which we, of course, call imports? Well, I always tell my students that if you can't work this out with the numbers, remember this. The price of the export always moves in the same direction as the currency. So what do I mean by that? I mean, if the currency is appreciating and getting stronger, then the price of exports will go up. Now, imports can be considered as the flip side of the same coin. And so if the price of exports are rising, then the price of imports will be falling. And you can then, once you've got that straight in your mind, you can then look at what would be happening to the relative demand for exports as the price in this case starts to rise, and the demand for imports as the price in this case starts to fall. But let me give you a further example of this. So let me just move this on a little. So here we have the United States, here we have the United Kingdom, and here we have the two exchange rates which we talked about. Now this chart, which you probably can't see because we're not zoomed in enough, but this is about how much of our exports go to the United States, and in particular the type of goods. So this largest section of the pie here, 39% or something, is machinery, the export of machinery and tools to the United States. So let's just think about this. Let's say one machine in the UK, could be a JCB, digger, tractor, whatever it may be. Let's say it costs, or rather the price of it is £1. Now at this exchange rate, 1.22 to the pound, that machine will then cost the American $1.22. Fast forward a few days. Now the exchange rate is 1.24 to the pound. That same machine is still £1 in the UK, price of it's still £1, but now it's going to cost the American $1.24 rather than $1.22. And so you can see, I hope, that that means that the price of our export has gone up. Similarly, let's say that we are buying something in from the United States. Let's say it's a Big Mac, for example, bringing it in from the United States. And let's say it's $1.22. Big Mac in the US is $1.22. At this exchange rate, it will cost us £1. Big Mac 122 costs us £1. When the exchange rate appreciates, when the value of the pound gets stronger, we still want to buy the Big Mac, which is 122, $1.22, priced at $1.22, but now the exchange rate has changed to $1.24 to the pound. And so you can see, I hope, if $1.24 buys you £1, then $1.22 will cost less than £1. And so as a consequence, the price of bringing that import into the UK is cheaper. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Back to Basics Part 2. See you next time for Part 3. Bye for now.